Hey, happy Sunday, gorgeous. I hope all, well, I don't hope, I know. You know what? I'm still working on my vocabulary too. I know all is well with you because you're here with me today. So I'm good. That means you're good because we're here together to have this moment. As you all know, well, before we even go into the 21-day mindfulness challenge, how was today? What's a recap of your weekend? Well, for me, I posted yesterday because I did start the challenge yesterday, even though I wasn't online to do the live. With being with my family, we had Saturday, we had brunch to celebrate my mom's birthday. Her birthday was actually on the 9th, but she wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory. And we went, and it was, first of all, I've never been to a Cheesecake Factory at 11 o'clock, okay? I, I'll be honest, I didn't know that was really a thing, but I found out it was a thing, and there was a lot of people there for the doors to open. And I learned a lot by just people watching. One of the things that I noticed that people will cut in line if they feel like they're not being watched. People who feel guilty for what they do will try to make other people feel guilty because they were doing something wrong and they got caught. It was a lot that happened there, but the biggest enjoyment was being with my family. Since my dad's passing, it has been one of our things to spend more time with each other. Let me cut this down a little bit. Okay, have my music playing in the background is getting loud for me. Was to be present with each other, right? So we went to the Cheesecake Factory here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and it was 8 of us. So we had to wait in line, wait for our seats to be prepared for us to have brunch or whatever. So in that time, we just got to kind of catch up, have a good time, laugh, cut up, act like kids in a candy store, basically. We sat down. And just from that moment and the whole time, it was a very conscious effort for me to ensure I was present the whole entire time. That meant not checking my phone. That meant really being in the presence of every person that was at the table and enjoying it. And it was phenomenal. The food was meh, but the experience of having family together was really good. So that was also part of the 21-day challenge. And the lesson was about being mindful and present where you are in that moment. And it was a real hands-on experience to see my mom being happy. She was so overexcited, being with me and my sister and my brother, and one of her grandbabies, or two of her grandbabies was there. My wife was there. So it was just really good time. We cut up, playing with my sister, like we would when we were kids. She had a certain hairstyle, and I was calling her Dora the Explorer because of the way the hairstyle was. And it was just so much laughter. And I know I keep kind of saying the same thing, but it's really the excitement that I had that you don't realize you miss out when you're not present. And it's not only just having the phone in front of you, it's your mind. And if you're wandering in your mind of what I could be doing at this time or what I should be doing at this time, you just miss out on so much that's happening right there in front of you. Then today it was me being my inner child. I think I coined Sunday as the extreme inner child Sheena day. And so with that, for you who don't know, I love Hello Kitty. So after the live, I got my Hello Kitty headband and my little Hello Kitty eye mask, and I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna put on me some music. I'm gonna journal, and me and Hello Kitty gonna have a great time, and I am going to rest. But also today I tried a new meal. It was a meatless meal. As y'all know, I love to cook too. I do like taking pictures of food, but I also like to cook. And one of my things have been fueling my body with food that's good for me. So taking out a lot of fried food, processed food, some meats. Honestly, it's going to be all meats because meats and my body don't get along. That's also me learning to be present with my body. When I realize that when I eat certain meats, I'm sick. So why continue to eat it? There's so many other things out there that I can eat to get the protein and the vitamins and nutrients I need. So that's me paying attention to myself. But that all leads into the 21 days of mindfulness challenge. So day one, like I said, I actively was actually participating in it by putting my phone down and being present with my family. Day two was talking about shifting from the thinking mindset to the sensing mindset. This is something I've been doing and not even realize I do. And it's basically being present, not only just in the mind in the moment, but really feeling everything that's happening around you. And I think this really sets the tone because we're going into our work week, right? And a lot of the times we take emotions into certain situations that they don't belong. Let's just be honest. We can be mad at a co-worker, but we'll take it into every meeting for that whole entire day. We have an attitude. Then we take that same emotion home, and that's not where it belongs. So this particular exercise and just thought process was really about putting onus of where an emotion lies, recognizing it, how does it resonate in your body, but also really truly feeling everything around you. So one of the exercises that I truly enjoyed, or tools I should say, that they gave you was just breathing, being present with your breath. And I think this will help a lot of us, especially it's Sunday, and some of us have, I call it the work Sunday jitters. Help us to calm down and go into the work week setting an intention of peace. And if we find that our peace is being interrupted, how we can bring it back and center it, and center yourself, center your heart, center your mind, that you can have intellectual thoughts, even when the emotions are jarring up and they're fighting with you. You can be like, this is an emotion. I need to feel it, but I need to let it be fleeting, and have an intelligent conversation that does not have an emotion invoking it. Okay. So one of the things that they talk about is if you feel yourself getting worked up, right? So I'll set an example for you. Let's say you just got off, you're about to start your day, right? You're about to clock in and someone says something to you that is like mind-boggling. Why would they say that to me? And so now you got to log onto your computer and you got this in your mind. Why would they say that? Why would they do that? Instead of keep going, take a couple seconds to just stop. Just stop and breathe. 6 breaths is what they recommend. So you just take 6 deep breaths and feel your breaths going in, hold, release it. Feel how it feels. And then focus on your heart. Focus till you hear your heartbeat. How does that sound? And you stay there with that. You stay there with that. And then you feel your body. Do you feel tenseness in your shoulders? Do you feel tenseness in your neck? Do you feel tenseness in your back? Focus on that because you want to release that. So then when you're doing your breaths, you start to do just that. So one thing, and I'll give an example, what I would do is I would do my 6 breaths, deep breaths, pulling them in, holding them for a second, letting it out, and I feel the tenseness in my shoulders. So I would relax my shoulders, move my neck, breathe again. I hear my heart, but I'm also going to take inventory around me. When I work from home, so I set a vibe, if you'll say. I light a candle. I have specific candles that I light. And when I smell those candles, those tell me it's work time. It's time for me to clock in for work. My lights in my room are a certain way. When I see that, I have a certain temperature. I like to keep my office when I feel that. I make coffee or tea. So I have something I'm tasting. You can sit, and while you're centering yourself, I will smell the tea or I smell the coffee. Puts me back in where I need to be, centering myself. So then that way I am recognizing what someone just did, it belongs there and it doesn't go into what I'm doing next. So then when I do log in, I'm logging in and I'm centered. And you can practice the same thing if you have meetings that are back to back to back, which I have a lot. I will take a time, even when I'm logging in, I'll hit the button to log in. I'll breathe because I'm coming into this meeting fresh and centered with the right mindset for this meeting. I'm not bringing the frustrations of the meeting before. I'm not bringing the frustrations of the meetings that could be happening. I'm present in the moment of that. And see how that works for you. See how that helps you to become more centered, more aware, and also you know where to put the emotion and how to deal with the emotion. Because even though that thing happened, like we'll go back to the example before you logged into work, you can come back to it later, but you're coming back to it later with a clear mind. You've let all the emotions of negativity wash away, and you can handle it then. So let's say that person says something, you can come back and say, hey, person, blah, blah, blah. Earlier this morning when I was about to log into work, you made a statement, and that statement offended me. Can we talk about it now? Is this a good time for us to talk about it or address that? Because I don't want us to go into tomorrow and not have addressed that. Versus they said it, and when they said it, you just blew up. Or the rest of your day, you had that, oh, I'm going to get them. And you couldn't even focus on all the things that were happening in front of you. And sometimes we lose sight of our blessings that are happening, the miracles that could be taking place because we're so focused on that one thing that we want to get rid of. And it consumes us. You ever hear of someone who's being consumed with their emotions that they can't make away? That's what's happening, right? So this shifting of the thinking mind to the sensing mind helps you to become more centered and understand where your emotions are, because sometimes our emotions get caught up in our body. And that's another thing that I learned. When I start to get frustrated, my neck cracks. I'll turn it into crack, crack, crack. So that's already, if I start to feel that in my body, I start to recognize, okay, what's going on that's giving me frustration, okay? The sensing, right? Or better yet, if you know your back starts to tense up, and that's going to be anger. Okay, something's angering me. My back's starting. I need to figure out what's going on. Center yourself again. Do your breaths. Focus on your heart. Feel your body. And then give action as needed. Respectfully. You respect not only yourself and your emotions, but you also are now in more control of how you respond. Because we don't want to react, we want to respond. How you respond to something in your day. So I hope this gives you some ways of being more mindful, but also another tool in your kit so that when you go into your work week, you're going to have a successful work week. Why? Because you're you, gorgeous, and there's nothing else. Until tomorrow.